Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to today's Caffeine for the Soul. And today is part one of a three-part exploration of a whole new way of thinking about struggle. And they're taken from a video series that I do as part of my Inner Circle community. So if you want to learn more about the Inner Circle community and how you can access dozens of videos like the one you're going to hear laid out here, go to michaelneill.org/community. But for today, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. What we're going to talk about today is struggle. And I want to be really clear before I begin about what I'm not saying. And while I will be talking about struggle in ways that make it apparent that it is not a given, that it is not necessary, that it is not just part of life, what I'm not saying is, therefore, you should change. Therefore, if you struggle, you're failing. Therefore, if you're struggling with something, that's a problem and you need to fix it. This is a description of struggle and how that works, of kind of what some of the opposites of struggle are and how they work, but also of just how we work, how perfectly we work. So the fundamental question when it comes to struggle is, where does it come from? What is it a property of? And if you take a moment to kind of come up with answers, there's a pretty good chance that most of the things, if not all of the things on your list are, well, it comes from circumstances. It comes from the world. So they're just, life is full of struggles, and, it's about how you respond to them is a very kind of common positive idea that we have culturally. But what I'm suggesting in these videos is that the experience of struggle is 100% personal. In other words, there's no struggle in nature. Not everything survives. That's the nature of nature. But struggle isn't part of the game. We can project struggle onto animals and we go, ooh, they're really struggling. But they're just animaling. Animals, animal. Nature, natures. Life, lives. It's only people that struggle. And the source of struggle within people is thought. The same extraordinary power that allows us to imagine every imaginable future. The same power that allows us to remember everything that has ever happened in our life, even if those memories are often distorted, not really exact videotape memories. They often come with a twist. The same capacity that allows us to dream not only while we're asleep, but allows us to dream while we're awake, allows us to daydream. T.E. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia, wrote in his autobiography that all men dream, but not all equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind wake to find it was all vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous, for they may act their dreams with open eyes and make things happen. Now, what he was describing was the power of thought. Not the specifics or details of our thinking, just this incredible built-in capacity of the mind to think. But here's the thing about thought. In any moment, we can use it to enhance our experience of life, or we can use it to create struggle. Same tool, just used in two very, very different ways. Now, some people, when they hear that, and this is kind of going back to what I warned you about at the beginning, is they go, oh, okay, so if it's my thinking, then I should just be able to control my thinking and then I won't struggle. I don't know about you, but controlling our thinking for any length of time doesn't really seem to be something that, without maybe 20 years of yogic mind training, most of us are very good at doing. Fortunately, the nature of thought is such that if you let it alone, it changes all by itself. Thought is a transient energy. It comes and goes and changes form, transforms our experience moment by moment by moment. So if struggle is made of thought, then in any moment, struggle could appear, but in the very next moment, struggle can completely disappear. And the key variable, the key detail, if you want to start looking into the details a little bit about what's going on when we think struggle into our experience, is we're always thinking about what isn't, not what is. We're thinking about how things should be or how we would prefer them to be, instead of, given how they are, what's next. And we'll talk more about that in the next video.
I hope you enjoyed that. In part 2, we're going to be exploring what is natural and how human beings are made for what is and not so much for what isn't. Until then, have fun, learn heaps, and I'll talk with you soon.